Well, if you have a LinkedIn profile right now and you think you're under the radar, the shield is being removed. As we speak, Microsoft is taking your LinkedIn profile and moving it across every Office product. It's going to appear with something called a LinkedIn profile card. So when someone's making an appointment with you, they will have direct access to your LinkedIn information. So you cannot hide anymore. LinkedIn has video. So right now from your cell phone or your desktop, you can load video. But I'm going to warn you, if you load video to LinkedIn with the Facebook mentality, you're going to kill your brand. It's not that kind of a video. So you better make sure you know what you're doing before you share it. LinkedIn too has also been about helping other people, and I love giving back, even on LinkedIn. So one thing they've added recently is something called the Career Advice Hub. So if you're on your LinkedIn profile, you'll see something called your dashboard. If you scroll down, you'll see Career Advice Hub. What that allows you to do is look for a mentor. If you're looking for a mentor, you go right there and say, I want a mentor too. Here's the industry, here's what I'm looking for. So it's a great resource for you. We're talking about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social media channel. But LinkedIn is totally different than any other social media channel. LinkedIn has its own unique flair. And what is that flair? It is the home of your personal professional brand. LinkedIn is about relationships. That is the secret of LinkedIn, relationships. So if you're not building professional relationships on LinkedIn and you're trying to grow your personal professional brand, it's not going to happen very fast. LinkedIn is not an I channel. LinkedIn is an us channel. It's a community of people. It's the world's largest networking connection. So don't go in there and be all about I. When LinkedIn redesigned the desktop about 1.5 years ago, I kicked back and I said, okay, what has true value? What are the most important things on your profile? Well, I realized that, believe it or not, most people on LinkedIn are not looking for you. They discover you. And when they discover you, they see 3 things. Your picture about the size of my little pinky, your face, and the words below your name. And if those don't do anything for me, they don't make me want to sell you something, make me want to buy from you, make me want to help you, make me want to hire you, I move on. So you got to be discoverable on LinkedIn. So the 3 most important things on your profile are your photo. Professional photo, not a selfie, not a crop photo, not an animal photo. Professional photo with your face about 65 or 70% of the circle. Your name below your photo. Be consistent in what your professional name is. And then the words below your name. When you set up your LinkedIn profile by default, LinkedIn puts your current job title there. That is not what goes there. When I talk to a lot of colleges, I see students have student at Georgia State University. How many of those are there? Can you tell me a little more? Tell me at least what your major is, or your industry, or your focus. Give me more, because I want to learn more about you. So that's the headline. Below your headline, these 2 sentences right here are the first 2 sentences of my summary. My summary is longer than that, I'll show it to you. But my summary on LinkedIn is a magical place. It's an opportunity for me to use my words to tell you about myself and my passions. Because what makes a LinkedIn profile different than a resume is one thing. I can make you feel something. I can make you feel something with my words and with my pictures. So this is my chance to do it with words. So right here, even though my summary is a lot longer, on the desktop, only the first 2 sentences show up. So I made sure that my summary, these first 2 sentences, were incredibly powerful. So if you don't read anything else, you know what I'm all about in those 2 sentences right there. So look at your summary and see what those 2 sentences are. These are my words up top, but these are the pictures that prove that my words are valid. So you need to start putting some multimedia content on your LinkedIn profile. I want to feel something, okay? Your background image. If you set up a LinkedIn account and you have like a turquoise green background, that's the stock background. You don't want to be a stock person. You have the opportunity on the free version of LinkedIn to pick you a picture that represents what you're about. So find a photo that tells me either the locale you work in, the industry you work in, the status you work in. Maybe feel something. Don't use the default image, okay? So change that out. Next area on LinkedIn is an incredibly valuable area. Skills, pretty valuable. Recommendations, it doesn't get any better. The fact that a professional will say something nice about you, put it in the digital realm forever, put their picture there, it doesn't get any more powerful. So you need to have recommendations on your profile. And how do you get recommendations? Well, first of all, you have to be connected with the person you want to ask. You go to their profile page, and you click on the More button, and you select Request a Recommendation. Say something like, hi John, this is Greg in Atlanta. I'm in the process of updating my LinkedIn profile, and I would be honored to have a recommendation from you. Then I'm going to start the next sentence like this. If you could mention, and I'm going to give him 3 things to mention. Because I don't care how much he likes me, if I don't give him some direction, writer's block's going to set in. He's going to close it down and may never write you a recommendation. So I'm going to give him 3 things. My business skills, my personality. Give him 3 things to talk about. And then when I finish, I use my power line. Please let me know if I can ever help you in any way. That is a powerful sentence. So make sure you use that at least one time. We're going to talk about personal branding. I am a personal branding coach who happens to be the LinkedIn guy. So I'm going to introduce you to my strategy on personal branding, how I grew my brand. I'm going to give you some little secrets. First of all, I want to define what I think a personal brand is. What people think, feel, or say when they hear your name or they see your face or name. Kind of a helpless feeling. What that basically says in a nutshell is your peers control your brand. Your LinkedIn profile is not your brand. It is only your brand when people believe it and you hear it coming back to you. It's not something you play with. You have to have a focus on your personal brand. What has happened is the consumer and the future employee has gotten smarter. They don't believe what the company says about itself as much as what the customers say and the employees that work there. So that's why your personal brand has so much value right now. So most major companies will require you to be on LinkedIn with a strategy. So what you're trying to do on LinkedIn is be on there enough people recognize your humbleness and your helpfulness and your good attitude, but not on there so much they go, who is this obnoxious person? Because if they ever say that, they can do 2 things that jinx that relationship. One is they can hide your updates, or they can move the connection. If either one happens, that relationship is done. So don't ever get too loud on LinkedIn. How do you build your personal brand? I call it the 3 Ds of personal branding. The first D is define your brand. Second D is develop a strategy to grow your brand. This last D, I cannot help you. It's a tough deliver on your brand promises. If I say I'm the LinkedIn guy and I like helping people, I better know LinkedIn and I better be helping people. So you've got to always be delivering on your brand promises. So define, develop, and deliver. Next thing I do, grow my network. How do you invite somebody to connect? First of all, you go to their profile. I never click the connect button except on the profile. That is the only place I click it because I want to write a note. So I'm going to go to the profile and I'm going to click on connect. I'm going to get this top screen. Do you want to write a note? Absolutely, I want to write a note. I send that off, and when they connect with me, the first thing I do is I write them back. Thanks for connecting, Bob. Have a nice day. Why do I go through all this hoop jumping? Well, if I don't write a note to connect with someone, that conversation never happened. But if I write that note and I'm clear about how I met them, I store that note away and I've got it to reference 6 months from now when I go, how did I meet Bob? I've got the whole history of our relationship in one email. So always write those personal notes. By the way, if you see somebody's profile and they've got a bronze or yellow IN, that means that person has the paid version of LinkedIn and they can see more about you than you can see about them. They probably know how you got to their page. They probably know if you search for their name, if you clicked on somebody else's profile, they know how you got to them. So just remember, they know more about you than you know about them. If you want to hear me talk more about LinkedIn, my website, I just redesigned in the last few days here. You can go to the speaker page and then click on the Meet Greg page. I've got several videos and podcasts where I talk about building relationships and how to use LinkedIn. And if you want to get my monthly LinkedIn tip where I share stuff that no one knows, you can go to my website on the front page and drop your name there. And I'm going to stop now with my quote. Relationships are key to personal happiness and professional success. Help other people. They will help you and you both succeed. So thank you very much. Any questions for me?